I've started this year having some amazing conversations with people who really want to change their life. If you want to change your life, I imagine there is a whisper. You've experienced maybe something unpredictable happen. There is a deep soul knowing that you can't live the same life as last year. 2025 woke a lot of people up to the life that they were living. A lot of people lost a lot of stuff. We shed a lot of stuff. 2026 is going to be the year that we start to make changes, that we start to move forward with the life that we want to live. This video is for you if you know that you want 2026 to be an incredible year, that you want to move forward in your growth, in your development, and you want to change your life. You want to live an amazing life. If you follow my videos, you're here because you want to live an amazing life. And hopefully I support you in doing that. If I wanted to completely change my life in 2026, this is what I would do. And this is what I suggest you do. Even if you have already been on a personal development journey, even if you have a devoted spiritual practice, even if your life is already amazing, and if it isn't, these are the things that I would incorporate to see change, to see forward movement, to see expansion, because our soul is always evolving. It's always asking us to grow and evolve into the most true, authentic version of ourselves. And there are things that help us on this path, and there are things that prevent us from getting there. I would start first with reviewing your entire life. So looking at every aspect of your life and seeing where you can make changes. I'm talking about your finances, about your health, your relationships, your romance, family, friends, your work, your career, your purpose. I actually have a document that I will link in the description that you can use for this. I would review every aspect of your life. What's working, what isn't, what do you want to change, how do you want it to look, what action can you take? Awareness is the first key, action is the most important key. So review your entire life so that you know what's working and what isn't, and then you can begin to make conscious changes. Even just doing this will change so much. Then I would create a devotional, spiritual self-connection practice. You may already have one if you've been following my work for a while. Hopefully you do. And I would include in this meditation for your mental health, for your emotional well-being, but also to connect you to help balance your energy centers, open your channels, connect you with the divine, which allows intuitive messages, which allows stuff to rise up that you need to work on. It helps us to just stay in tune with the what's happening in the unseen, in the unconscious. So I would have a meditation practice that you do every day. I would have a visioning practice. So know your vision, visualize every day, see yourself as the person that you know you're born to be. Journal, create a practice that supports you, sets you up to have the best day. Not every day can be the best day, but sets you up so that you begin and or end your day with self-connection, self-love, and self-knowledge. Really begin to know thyself and know why you're here. This self-connection practice is the most important thing I believe that anybody should have, just to kind of even just to keep the cogs running within our psyche system at baseline. And everything else is a bonus. This, for me, is a non-negotiable. And it's non-negotiable because it, A, keeps you running, oils the machine of our human being, and it also helps us to connect with expanded states of consciousness, higher states of consciousness. So we're able to, like I said, connect with the higher, the divine, and also connect with our deeper, unseen, unconscious self. This in turn, it just helps us follow our dharma in line with where we're going, who we're supposed to be, and keeps us moving forward on that path rather than us being distracted in numbing or kind of like going through negative spirals. Yes, they will happen, but meditation, self-connection, these types of practices help keep you conscious. They help keep you aware. And that is key in living this life. If you're on the spiritual awakening path, awareness, consciousness is key. I would get a coach to support me. And yes, of course I'm saying that because I am a coach, but I have my own coaches. I have a shadow work coach. I have a business coach. I have coaches that support me. Like I have a personal trainer. So I would get a coach to support me, somebody who can support me because they've been there, they've done that, they know how to help me. They also see my shit better than I can. So somebody else can see what I'm projecting or my shadow better than I can in certain instances, because we have the protective mechanism called the ego, which protects us from seeing our stuff because it doesn't want us to change. So I would get somebody who could support me in that way. I would also get somebody who I know, work with somebody who I know is going to challenge me, who is going to challenge me to be my highest self, like be the best version of myself, make those best decisions, push me forward even when it's uncomfortable, hold me accountable. Because otherwise, we're very easy, like we can very easily back out of things that we say we're going to do, things that we believe in. We can go against our own values just to stay safe. A coach helps push you out of your comfort zone and pushes you into your like highest timeline. So I would get a coach or join a community that can support you in getting there. I would explore Jungian theory and Eastern philosophy to help expand my knowledge and my wisdom on the unseen, on archetypes, on how the psyche works. I would explore psychology, depth psychology, and spiritual scriptures, books. Something that I found really invaluable, a piece of advice I found really invaluable, because everybody who's written a book is kind of, we're all writing the same thing from our own perspective, right? But why not go straight to the source? Reading something like the Bhagavad Gita, you're going to expand your knowledge, your wisdom. Yeah, you might not understand it. You might have to read it a few times. It also might land straight away. But what it's doing is it's expanding your consciousness. It's expanding your awareness. So I would start to read books like this, also books like the Kybalion that speak about the universal laws, the Hermetic principles, just the books that most people base their knowledge on. I would go straight to the source, and I would be studying Jung, studying archetypes, studying the self, basically. So yes, I would be going deep into shadow work. I would be exploring my shadow self, and I do every day. I would be questioning, what is the universe trying to show me? What is being mirrored back to me? What am I being asked to see? What am I avoiding seeing? I would be asking all of these questions every day. It helps us to be a better person, but not just being a better person, being the true self. I would be getting to know who I am in truth, and that includes the good and the bad. This is so important in becoming the whole self, and that's what every soul wants to experience. So I would be doing my shadow work as well as exploring like what the concept of shadow work actually is. So doing it in practice and also learning about it. I would be learning about my Kundalini energy, about what Kundalini is, the very life force that flows through your body, that beats your heart, that makes the tides flow in and out, that is the reason that consciousness is manifest in this physical reality. I would be exploring my own Kundalini energy through practices like yoga, meditation, Kundalini activation, that are really going to help you to awaken this divine energy that you have within you and use it to become help you consciously create your life. Kundalini is going to ask you to let go of what isn't serving you and move you on your highest timeline. She wants you to live your highest potential. Working with the energy is going to support you tenfold if you really want deep transformation. She is the most transformative energy known in this universe. Work with her. I would also be working with altered states of consciousness so that we can see things from a different perspective, so that we can open our channels, open up to divine knowledge, divine intuition, and working with finding a plant medicine that works for you. I've been sat with cacao this afternoon to help me open my heart to connect with clients, to connect with this work, to connect with what I want to share. You can also sit with psilocybin, ayahuasca. I'm not necessarily saying you should, but if something is calling to you to help you elevate your consciousness, just see beyond the veil a little bit. What are we not seeing? What's available to us? How can we further explore our healing, our self-connection, our self-love? Plant medicines really, really help us to do that. They have been one of the biggest things that have changed my life. Basically, what I'm telling you is I would work on expanding my consciousness and bringing it back into reality, grounding it back into reality. So working with the unseen in the superconscious, the collective unconscious, but also the personal subconscious, learning about the shadow, learning about your pure potential, your path, what you're here for, expanding consciousness and grounding it back into reality. I guess this is just the beginning of how I would make real deep change in 2026. If any of this calls to you, if you have questions about any of this, please leave a comment, because I can offer my advice. I can offer what's worked for me and what hasn't. If you want to explore shadow work, I have an incredible shadow work bundle that helps people really, really, it's confronting because it helps you to ask uncomfortable questions about yourself. But once you have the answers, things shift. I did some deep shadow work this week in the space of about 24 hours. I had to sit with a very uncomfortable part of myself. And I sat with it, I did the work. Within 24 hours, something shifted. And I felt this new surge of power, this new surge of energy that helped to change something in my life. And what happened was really quite miraculous. So doing this type of work really will transform your life. So if you want to explore shadow work, you can explore the shadow work bundle. I'll put the link in the description for that as well. I hope this helps. You can find out more about my offerings, about how I can support you. I have an incredible self-paced online program called The Awakening that includes live group calls every week to help you expand your consciousness and bring it back into reality. It's like practical spirituality, I call it. If you're on this awakening path and you want to learn more about it, have a look at the Awakening program. I hope this has helped. Please hit the like button if this video has served you. If you have any questions, pop them below and hit subscribe to see more videos like this. Have a beautiful day and all the best with your transformation in 2026.